Good morning, world. Today we're talking about a few quick things that you can do if you believe that someone that you love, someone you care about, is potentially developing or already suffering from a mental illness, and that they are not at the moment getting services for. And the reason for that is that sometimes the changes are happening in the person and they are trying so hard to deal with the symptoms that they may not even be cognizant of the fact that these changes are happening. The person may not even realize that there's a problem, even though they are actively often there, or at least often they are actively working to fight the symptoms. The first thing would be to talk to the person. If you have genuine concerns and you have that type of relationship with the person, you can bring it up. You can sit and have a conversation. Hey, I notice these changes that are happening. I notice this is going on with you. With what is happening? How can I help? Or these resources are available. Just have a genuine, caring conversation with the individual. Just make sure that it's not accusatory. You're not just putting them down or just going what's the word, you're not just bashing them. It's that the conversation comes from a place of caring. The conversation comes with resources, with the interest and desire and offer to provide assistance, as opposed to just saying, hey, you're doing this wrong, that wrong, this wrong, hey, I noticed that is going on with you, blah blah blah. No, don't just pile it on. Have a genuine conversation about observations, about things that you have seen, things that you've heard, things that you've experienced with them. That way that it's not so much of a, make it less objective. No, make it less subjective and more objective. When you have concrete, when you're mentioning concrete things, then the person can say, oh yeah, I do notice I did that, versus where you say, I think this is going on, where the person may, where it's a little bit more subjective, then the person may be less receptive. The other thing that you can do is research. Although with WebMD and all these other websites that are out there, people have gotten to the point where they over research and everyone is self-diagnosing. That's not what I mean. I don't mean go online and do research and then come up with a diagnosis that you're going to present to the person. You're doing research to understand what you're seeing. Get a better idea of, okay, am I seeing this increase in substance use? Am I seeing this person being a little bit more easily agitated? And am I making too much of it? Just to give yourself a little bit of an idea of what you're seeing. And the other part of the research that you're doing is to have resources when you go talk to the person. If you can have resources that you can present to them, hey, these are these are options of ways we may be able to get help clarifying what's going on with you or dealing with what's going on with you. So research to find resources, to find methods, and to understand what your observations are prior to talking to the individual. The other part is seek professional assistance. Sometimes you may have the conversation with the person and they're not ready to accept that something has changed, to accept that there is a problem, or to go seek professional assistance for the problem, even if they have started noticing that the problem exists. But one of the things that you can do is you can seek professional assistance to get better ideas of how you can be of assistance to your loved ones. You can seek professional assistance to help you be a better caregiver, a better partner, a better friend, a better support system for that individual, until you help them actually get to the point where they themselves are able to go on and get the assistance to deal with the issue. And the other part you can do is go with them. admitting, accepting that there is a mental health issue going on is difficult for a lot of people. And offering and volunteering and actually being able and willing to go with the person through that process can be very helpful. So if you, once you've done the research, you've identified a couple people, hey, what's wrong with just, hey, let's go talk to this person. Listen, I've seen, or provide them a list of individuals or service facilities, service providers that they can visit and that they can have a conversation with, and you can go with them. No, you're not going to be going to every session with them if they decide to go on and start seeing that professional. You're not going to go through every session, but at least, hey, if you go to the first meeting, maybe you go in, maybe you just sit outside, whatever it is that the two of you decide to do. But having that support of somebody saying, yeah, I'll come with you, can go a long way. And finally, check in with the person. One of the issues that often happen is that once a person starts exhibiting symptoms of a mental health issue, or people find out that they are diagnosed with a mental health problem, there's that isolation. It's like a 10-foot pole is not long enough to touch them with. But that just makes the situation worse for the individual. Instead, they need the support. So check in with your friend, check in with your family member, see how they are, see how you can help, see how their treatment is coming if they are willing to share, see how they are adjusting. What can you do? How can you be helpful? And sometimes just the simple gesture of reaching out, of being there, of just checking in periodically goes a very long way. So if you suspect that someone you know is dealing with a mental health issue, and whether they have admitted it or revealed it to you or not, there are these things that you can do. And you don't have to probe so much when the person says, no, I don't want to talk about it. Sometimes it's okay to just let it go for a little bit and just let the person deal with it and address it and come to you when they are ready and willing to come to you. So don't force it, just be there. So again, let's go through the 5 things that we can do to help a person if we suspect or we believe there's a mental health issue going on. One is we can talk to them. Make sure that help them be more aware of the observations that you're making that's causing you to have that idea or that suspicion. Do research to help you understand what is going on with the person, as well as to help you find resources that you'll be able to provide to them to help them get a head start addressing the issue. 3, seek professional assistance. Sometimes going to the person is not the easiest thing to do, but maybe with the help of a professional, you are better able to reach out to your loved ones and have better resources to make that effort more resourceful. So seek professional assistance when possible. If the person is interested and willing or would like to have you there, offer and follow through going to see a professional with them. That way just to get them in there and get them started looking at the issue. And finally, check in with them. That is, I cannot stress how important that is. When a person is developing or has been diagnosed with a mental health problem, when having everybody just suddenly giving up and vanishing, that makes the situation even worse. So make sure you're checking in on your loved ones and on your friends that you know have a mental health issue. Right? That's it for today. So continue being good neighbors. Good morning, world. Have a great day.